Good evening, welcome to the 12 Man Podcast live on YouTube, Facebook, all your popular places that you listen to your podcasts, all the popular platforms, and part of the TalkSport fan network as well. Got me, Steve Jackson, I'm your host for the evening. This is quite a busy one, this one, joined by a lot of faces. First one, Mr. John Donovan's back, as usual. Evening, JD.
And now then, you're okay?
I'm good, are you?
Yeah, how was physio today?
Good, hard, but good. Yeah, we're stepping up. Things are, just stepping my tolerance up and stuff now. So, things are looking good. People may see me in a couple of weeks. But so, yeah, it's going really well, thank you. I'm not going to call any of these guests anymore. So, Mr. Jacob Jervis is back with us. Even Jacob?
Evening, you okay?
Yeah, good, you?
Good, thank you.
Good. Won another election recently, or?
Just a few.
Just a few. No problem. He'll soon be at number 10. He'll be our Prime Minister one day. And two people, I'm not going to call guests anymore, I really aren't. Mr. Lee McCardle's with us. Evening, Lemon, you all right?
Yeah, all right.
Good, good. And he's definitely not a guest anymore because this is 4 weeks in a row. Biggest fan, record breaker, Mr. Nick Waite. Evening, Nick.
Evening, Steve. All right.
Good, are you?
He's only got another. Sorry, I was saying he's only got another 1,402 shows to go.
He's been on regular now. You can't call him a guest anymore if he's been on 4 times in a row. You can't. So, no, always good to have you on, Nick. Always good to get your opinions on what's going on. So, get your comments in, etc. for people that have joined and that are listening. Right, yeah, we're going to talk about the previous week. How many points do we all predict? 6.
At least I didn't go for 6.
Yeah, well, I did. Big mistake. Big mistake. But really, really disappointing week for the Borough. A 1-0 defeat to Charlton and then a 1-1 draw against Bristol City, which was looking okay. And then, unfortunately, the big sucker punch came in the 96th minute. Where does the blame lie? We'll discuss all that. There's been a few opinions gone out across the weekend, so we'll go through all of them. And then we'll preview the game against Blackburn, where if you're not wearing red, don't bother going. That's all I'm saying. Because by the sounds of it, over 7,000 people will be wearing red in that stand. So I'm only joking. You can wear what you want. But yes, wear red. That's the whole advert for this week. And that'll be all over our socials as well. So, but John will talk about that a little bit later. But before we all start, are we all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good, thanks.
Good. Happy days. Right, JD. Should we start with Charlton?
Yeah, go on then.
Sucker punch, number 1. Charlton came and did exactly the 2 words that they're going to get mentioned a lot. Low block. They came and did that, and they were quite open and honest about it. Nathan Jones was open and honest about it. He knew exactly what he had to do. I know Nick referenced they were going to try and have a go. Charlton, they didn't really have a go, apart from a couple of opportunities. One shot on target. Unfortunately, the shot on target was the goal from Conor Cody. What did you make of last Wednesday's defeat? It was such a disappointing one where we'd had double digits of shots again. We just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, summed up perfectly there. I mean,
thank you.
And another goal from a set piece, this time a long throw, and our wastefulness in front of goal cost us. I mean, we were able to open them up enough. We created enough chances to have won the game comfortably, but as on other occasions at home, we failed to do so. And obviously, we'll discuss as the hour goes on what we think the reasons are for that. But yeah, it was such a disappointing result against Charlton. It just, it left everybody flat. I didn't see it coming. None of us last week on our score predictions saw it coming. But you have to deal with the reality of the game and move on. Listening to Kim Hellberg's summing up of the game, I think he was fairly accurate. You know that we let ourselves down in front of goal. It's as simple as that. But I also think we let ourselves down at the back from that set piece. I think it was an avoidable goal, and you know it just made our night a hell of a lot worse.
It did. It was such. It was so. I'm trying not to swear. I'm trying not to swear. I was just so disappointed at the end of the night. It was one of those games where the longer it went on, you kind of felt something was coming if we didn't put our chances away. Unfortunately, it did come, and yeah, it was especially the way things had gone, and we thought getting the 3 points on the board, you know, get us past that 70-point mark. We're flying. You know, we've all predicted 87 points. 87 seems to be the magic number for going up. You know, that may be revised after what we go through in the next hour or so, but. Yeah,
An
really
interesting
disappointing.
issue though, Steve, is you know, and I've never ever seen a manager make a substitution when a team's been defending. I know we brought two forwards on. We didn't bring two defenders on. We didn't bring any defenders on. But did we lose that concentration?
It's possibly. I thought. I mean, there was one positive. I suppose Leo Castledine did really well when he came on.
No, I don't mean that. I mean the actual goal. I mean the
goal itself. Yeah,
the goal came. You know, the goal came directly after we made two substitutions.
You never make a substitution at set piece, do you? That's the one golden rule for me.
We did.
I know. It's a golden rule. We did it, unfortunately. I suppose it does do exactly what you say. It does put everybody off a little bit because you kind of do lose your concentration. You kind of think, well, if he's gone, do I go pick his man up, or does he come and pick his man up because they're not exactly the same side of built, or height, or there's so many different variants or variables that can go in that, and you always see the guy coming on always has a bit of a natter to everyone. He's like, you have to do this, and you do this, and you do that, and you do that. I suppose word might have just got crossed and thought, I don't know what's going on, because the ball literally floated from the throw-in, didn't bounce, and then Conor Cody put his right foot in it, and he thought, oh, bloody hell, how's that happened? Because even Saul Bryn looked round and went, how's that happened? So, yeah, disappointing, really disappointing. The response was good. We just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. As I say, a couple of good substitutions came on. I say Castledine came on and did really well. But I mean, Sen came on and did really well, but we just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. They basically built a brick wall and stuck with it. Something like that, really.
Their keeper never made a good save all game either, though, did he?
No, that's the most frustrating bit. The amount of shots that we did have, we didn't have enough on target. I think we had it was either 7 or 8 on target. That's it. And I don't think the keeper made a strenuous effort to save any of them. I think it was more, low down on his left or his right. It was quite simple ones.
They were virtually directly at him. A bit like Saturday. A couple of occasions on Saturday, but against Charlton, it was virtually straight at him, and fairly routine.
I mean, difficult again to be critical of the guy, but have you ever seen a player with 3 such relatively easy headers never hit the target? As Castledine did.
That's Castledine, yeah. I know, but I think by the time he got to the third one, I thought he's got to hit the target with that one. He really does. You can maybe say the first one, not that he's not warmed up, but you know what I mean? It's kind of like, if a striker misses a header in the first 2 minutes kind of thing, you think, well, okay, he'll get another chance.
Spin like that, it's pretty unheard of, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it was, 2 or 3 chances to say all with his head. It just summed our night up, to be quite honest. I think that's all we can say on that one, really. It summed our night up, and that's where we went with it. So, I'm not going to ask for a match at the man of the match from any of you because I'm not going to insult you. Because I was that miffed at it as well. But Saturday came. Jacob, we'll start with you. A couple of changes made. Obviously, you saw, the effort for the players that came on. I say, I am right in saying this. I'm not going mad. Castledine did start Saturday, didn't he? I'm not going mental.
No, Castledine didn't
No, he
start.
didn't.
I
didn't.
swear to God, Steve, this is someone else with a horse. I don't want a horse. But yeah. Anyway, he did make a couple of changes. I say Alan Brown did come in, which I know Lemon will be really happy about. But when you see the team, Jacob, I wasn't a big. I didn't really see a problem with the team. I thought, well, that's probably good enough to win because I saw Bristol City went with 5 at the back. And I knew exactly what they were going to do.
Yeah, happy to see Sammy Endo in for Whitaker. I think
that was the one I was looking for.
I mean, look, people have the Whitaker debate. You know, people got different opinions on him. He was terrible against Charlton, and I think his numbers flatter him massively. I think his actual performances are much worse than his goals and assists would suggest. And Tommy Conway again, you know, wouldn't be in my team. I've said that for about 10 weeks, but you know they're going to keep going with him. So we'll see which league we end up in because of that. But Strelec would have been in for Conway for me. And again, we'll go on to it. You know, Strelec has found himself getting a lot of criticism for missing the chance on Saturday, which is fair enough. But I would argue he did more 30 minutes than Conway did in the whole game. So, but we'll go on to that in a bit. But yeah, we're relatively happy with the team, and it was strong enough to beat what was in front of us, definitely.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, we'll talk about Strelec when he came on, because yeah, there was 2 sides to that. I was impressed, and I was also horrified by that miss. But Lemon, what did you think of the team?
Yeah, I was happy with it. Apart from he kind of played McGree a bit deeper again for the second game running. I like to see McGree in that front bit, but yeah, I was happy with it. I was quite confident.
Yeah, because I mean, the adverts that we put out, John, obviously, you know, get yourself in the North Stand, you know, grab a flag. More flags went out on Saturday for more people to use, and they say they were used. They say the amount of flags I did see in the North Stand being fluttered about was really good. It looked really colourful, looked really, yeah, really vibrant. The place was buzzing. You know, it was just short of 35,000 on Saturday. It's a big. it was 12 short. It's 12 short of 35,000. You know what I mean? That's a big attendance. Like, considering Bristol City didn't bring that many.
What have you been drinking, Steve?
Yeah, well, yeah, okay, officially, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where that figure comes from, but yeah, I noticed that on quite.
But there's still a big crowd there, wasn't there? That's when you look at it. There's still a big crowd there on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean,
28, 29.
Yeah, after Wednesday, you know, and the disappointment there. Yeah, it was a decent crowd, and despite it being an early start, yeah, the atmosphere was good to begin with.
To begin with, but let's say the only issue I had, Nick, was I saw Bristol City's team. I saw 5 at the back. I saw they were just going to park the bus again. And the only issue I had with the team that we put out was it wasn't really much of a tweak in like how we play. You know, sometimes playing us going through at the back kind of unlocks teams like that. You know, helped against Birmingham, but we just went exactly the same again and just basically said just have a go and see what you think.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite interesting, Steve, because whilst they did play 5 at the back, they genuinely didn't have a centre half in the squad.
Yeah, I noticed as well.
The two central defenders, one of them is a left back, and the other one is a number 6. They didn't have, you know, and you know, I know this for a fact, they didn't have a centre half in the squad, so you know they did play, you know, and it was, you know, hey, which team is going to come here and not play that way? Why wouldn't it? It's almost a no-brainer. However good you are, it's a no-brainer.
Exactly. It's you know, it's not a one-off anymore, is it? You know, we've seen Charlton do it, we saw Oxford do it, we saw Leicester do it, we saw the success they had. You know, only I know obviously Charlton won, but none of them got beat, and that's exactly what they came here for. You know, they're all in the top 6. Bottom 6, 7 in the league. They knew they had to come here and do something to get put your bodies behind the ball, and they did exactly that. I knew we couldn't play against it, so yeah.
I mean, I was winding Struber up at Thursday, Friday, say you're gonna come out and attack us, and he he didn't really comment, but it was painfully obvious where they were going to go and how they were going to play, because again, I know for a fact that they thought a point was a good result for them. They were playing for a point, even though they're probably pretty much mid-table, but he saw it that they needed to stem the tide. They'd lost 4 on the spin.
Yeah.
And they're not definitely safe yet, but they're pretty close to it. But they're never going to hit the playoffs. But yeah, they thought the point was what they came for with the squad. And they said they had a lot of injuries, and then of course they had 2 players who were on loan that couldn't play.
Yeah, absolutely right. It's I think people forgot about that when he was mentioning his defensive worries and things like that. Yes, Bergsaw couldn't play up front, so there was one thing, and then obviously Nestle Borges couldn't play at the back, so they were kind of stumped on both ends of the scale there. But yeah, it was. They came here for a point. I mean, you could tell by the celebrations they put in the 96th minute. Everybody would be happy, but they were absolutely over the moon to get their points, and so were their fans, and rightly so. To be fair,
can I just jump in a second on the? I didn't actually realise that they didn't have a fit centre backs. It's a great point, which is more mind-boggling to think that we pretty much played without a striker for 60 minutes, because tactically, not Conway's fault, but Conway is told to occupy the left wing, and so was Sarmiento at times. So to me, we just had a big void in the middle, and there was a couple of times he put crosses in the box, again, not for the first time this season. Nobody there. No one occupying the penalty spot or being in the box. So again, if you've seen a lineup with no natural centre backs, surely you'd do everything you can to get someone around them and make their afternoon difficult. But I just don't think we did at all.
No, you're absolutely right. I say the amount of times we put the ball out the wide as well. The amount of times that Callum Britton was down that right hand side to get the ball in the box. You'd think if that's what we're playing towards, then surely we should be jumping, putting people into the box. But at times we were lacking. It was only 1 or 2 people went in the box, and you thought it's got to be more commitment than that. And that was probably the story of our first half. It was more prodding the bear kind of thing. See what we can do and see what we can. We can just push him out a little bit more, because Bristol City didn't offer much. I know Sinclair Armstrong got the ball a couple of times and ran with it, but he didn't really do anything. They were quite one dimensional when they were going forward. But second half, we got into him. We got some chances, but the big moment came, John. 65 minutes in. The ball finally we got someone in the box who was capable of finishing, and it was a great finish from Leo Castledine. They say hit the bar on the way in. Keeper had absolutely no chance with it.
Yeah. It was a relief to everybody in the crowd, because we'd seen several decent chances spurned, and it got the feeling that it was again going to be another one of those days where we failed to register a goal. But yeah, decent move. Hackney knocked it in. Castledine advancing and smashed it home. Brilliant, brilliant. Like I said, huge relief on the terraces, and we thought we were on our way. Yeah,
Do you think, John, if it'd been 3? Sorry, go on.
Sorry.
No, so you think if it'd been 3 yards further out that he'd have missed? Do you think?
That's a possibility, but he struck it well. It clipped the bar and went in. I don't know. I just think that the build up was good. The ball into the space was a great ball in, and he didn't overthink it. We saw at times that we overplayed it, overthought. Thought overthought our finishing of the chances, and they were spurned. But this one, he just hit it first time. Brilliant strike. although it was central in the goal, it was travelling too fast to not give the keeper a chance. And like I say, I thought we had lift off then.
Parties as well, and I just felt usually when you get a goal that far into the second half, you think, yeah, I'm happy with that. But I thought, I don't know, I just thought, kick on, go and get a second, go kill this game. But before, obviously, I talked about trying to kill the game. Question for all four of you: if someone slings a hand up, I'd be grateful. Because one thing I missed, what happened to Hayden Hackney? I know he went off. I know he went off a few minutes later, but he was on the floor after the goal, and I thought, I don't really know what happened. And obviously, watching from home, you get quite limited on because they love showing a replay, don't they? I think I saw about 20 replays of that goal, so I could tell you every angle if you want. But even the commentators were a bit like Maddo was like, I'm not really sure what happened because he looks all right there. Go on, Jam.
Yeah, I don't think it was any contact. I don't think it was a tackle that sort of that made him go down. I think he just felt a bit of a tweak or a strain. I'm led to believe it's his calf, so we'll have to wait and see what the outcome is. But you know, we pray to God that if it is a muscle strain, that it doesn't keep him out for long.
Yeah, because the word was it might be cramp. It might be a severe bit of cramp that he had, but we don't know. I mean, we're not going to know until middle of this week, I suppose, when everything comes back, everything's found out. Because obviously we've got a week to prepare for Blackburn. But I did think though, Lemon, that was the beginning of our downfall a bit. I thought we looked a bit zapped of life when Hackney went off.
I don't know. I think it was we were just trying to see the game out. I think there was a little bit of pressure on us to try and get that win, and I don't think they didn't do nothing the whole game apart from at the end. And I think it was just freshening legs. He brought Edmondson on. He had him up top for a little bit when he first come on because he wanted that focal point up front. And I think it was just that one thing. I don't think it was just because Hackney went off. I think it just happened to be they had a chance. We didn't get it right. We didn't follow the man, and it went in, didn't it? Yeah. And they only really had that chance all game, really.
Yeah, I mean, again, a bit of rinse and repeat. That was their only shot on target. Again, it was exactly the same as Charlton, only shot on target. But we wouldn't be talking about this, Nick, if Strelec had put his chance away. Because that chance he had, he was 1-on-1. I know people like, it's an all right sit. I hold Strelec to a higher standard than that. We knew the kind of quality he was supposed to be when he came in. He should have scored that.
Yeah, but I think, do you know what? I think Brown's is an easier chance. Because Brown was in the 6-yard area, and I think the problem with Strelec is he was quite central, and he probably had a little bit too much time. I mean, I'm not defending him by any means, but I think, I think from where he was, for me, he should have tried to go around the keeper.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he's paid to do, isn't it? He's paid to score goals.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. You can't. Hey, Alan Shearer's missed chances like that, I'm sure, in his career.
Yeah.
And it happens, doesn't it? But yeah, I mean, you look at the chances we had throughout the game, and I said Alan Brown had a very easy header, not as easy as Tommy Conway's header in the first half, and we go on. It's
a lot of it.
We should have been, we should have been home and hosed. Again, I question, bringing the sub on in it. I think he came on in injury time.
First minute
after not playing for so long. If it had been Dale Fry, I could have maybe understood that, but to bring Edmondson on, and that back header was it wasn't even Sunday League, really, was it? It was probably what you would see. I don't know where you'd see it, but that was criminal, really. That he, I don't know what he was trying to do. Was he trying to knock it back to the keeper? Was he trying to put it out for a corner? What was he trying to do? I don't know. you know, but we didn't have to. We should never have been in that position. Having missed all the chances we missed.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I'm guessing that's Jacob gone for the night. That was Jacob Jerry's people. So yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It was, yeah, it was criminal. It was. I mean, firstly, I'll apologise for Nick swearing. We don't mention Mr. Shearer on this show, so you know I apologise for that. Yeah, I'm glad you brought it up because obviously his name popped up, not Shearer's. Edmondson's name popped up a lot on social media at the weekend, a lot from Saturday afternoon onwards. You know, completely putting him at blame for the goal. You know, all his fault. Shouldn't be playing. Shouldn't be doing. It went a bit too far for me. What I was saying went a bit too far. And quite frankly, yes, the header was such a bad header. It was a proper 50-pence header, wasn't it? Let's face it. It was kind of the one. When you're younger, you used to boot the ball in the air and you try and head it, and you used to go anywhere. That's the kind of header it was. It was just off your bonds somewhere. That's the kind of header it was. But he still doesn't get the blame for the goal for me. For me, it's absolutely criminal and unforgivable to let someone wander towards the 6-yard box for a free header. I can't get over that. That's the bit that really peeved me. I really got annoyed at that because we all saw it. We all saw Randall wander and follow the keeper. Because I know you said to me, Lemon, didn't you? We think the keeper probably distracted a few of them, but for me, it was still absolutely criminal that he was allowed to head the ball free and plant it in the top corner.
We had 10 defenders in the box.
Yeah, and you look at the Charlton goal we spoke about again. There was more desire from the attacking team to get to the ball first. People have criticised various players because of from Saturday's result rather. Strelic because of his miss, Brown because of his miss, and the various free headers that we missed, and then Edmondson who give the corner away. But we've got to defend better. We really have got to defend better. And can I just say on Strelic, I thought that he let the ball sort of run too far. He could have got the ball under control on the 18-yard line, but then he didn't. He didn't strike the ball until virtually at the penalty spot. Well, with the keeper advancing, that gives an area of you to find to place the ball into. It is much. It's a narrower angle, so it makes it much more difficult. I just thought he could have took the ball earlier, or as Nick says, try and round the keeper. But yeah, it was a terrible miss, and I believe, and we said it last week. I mentioned it, I think, about QPR, that I was a little bit nervous at 1-0 because anything can happen at that scoreline, and it bit us on the backside on Saturday. Honestly, it just felt like a balloon deflating. Everybody, the life was sucked out of every Borough fan in that stadium. It was an awful feeling, and I was absolutely shocked because, like you said, Bristol City hadn't really deserved it, but they go and equalise and snatch 2 points away from us, which could, at the end of the season, prove crucial. And it was an absolute body blow. 2 games in a week and we take 1 point. Absolutely amazing how we're still second in the league, by the way.
It is amazing. That's something I mentioned. I mean, actually, before we started recording, that 5 o'clock came on Saturday and things look a little bit brighter because obviously Blackburn had done their bit against Millwall. By the way, the stuff I've seen from Millwall fans has been brilliant. Saying that the referee that refereed him was a Middlesbrough fan, because he was born 25 miles away in Durham. I don't think they realise Durham has absolutely nothing to do with Middlesbrough. They don't like us because that's more Sunderland than Middlesbrough. So I don't think they quite got that. But yeah, there was a lot of complaints about that. So, but Yeah, Blackburn obviously did their bit. And we all knew Ipswich would do their bit. You know, Sheffield Wednesday had lost, what was it, 12 in a row, 13 in a row. Obviously, apart from the point they got against Watford, they haven't won in so many games. So, yeah, we knew.
I was in the town, Steve, and you know, the
Not like
TVs
you,
were
be in the
showing
town.
Soccer Saturday, and Millwall score, and you think, oh God, and then Ipswich scoring, oh God, this day is going to be an absolute nightmare. But then you got news of a Millwall player sending off, and you thought, right, come on, let's get back into it. Blackburn equalised, and the pub I was in went crazy, and then Blackburn take the lead, and it was like a reprieve, you know. It was like sort of we've been given another chance. We're not going to drop down the table into third place. We're going to remain in a promotion spot, and it was a great feeling because I think everybody had resigned themselves to dropping down to third in the league. But it's something that we can't guarantee week in, week out. There's 8 games left for most teams, 24 points to play for. You know, we're not going to get 24. They're not going to get 24. We just have to make sure that we get as many or more than the 2 closest rivals to us.
Exactly, it's exactly that, isn't it? It's exactly that. End of the day, it doesn't matter how you finish above the other 2, just do it. So, but yeah, I mean, it's
Well,
go on.
You remember our last promotion year? I think the last 4 games we drew all 4, didn't we?
We did. We went unbeaten in the last 10. Was it 1-6, drew 4, something like that?
Yeah, we drew the last 4 games, but still managed to get up with that draw against Brighton on the last game of the season. So, you know, it's happened before, and God knows how the season will go. But you know, we're still second. I think personally, and no doubt Nick's going to laugh on my face at this, but I still think we're favourites to get an automatic promotion spot. I mean, you look at the games that the other teams have got, and ourselves, of course, but I still think that we're going to finish up in an automatic promotion spot.
Well, Nick, I'll let you respond.
It just leaves me cold, Steve, when you look that, you know, and I've said this for a long time, and you know, it's not just now, but in January, you know, if we'd brought in even an average championship striker who had a physical presence about them, you know, no, I'm not saying a Premiership player, I'm not saying a worldie, I'm saying I don't know, the kid who's at Derby, Morris, is it? Or even either of those 2 forwards that Bristol City had yesterday, on Saturday, and the other fella.
Yeah, Sinclair Armstrong's a pretty.
You know, they're not world beaters. You know, and yes, I get that. You know, you bring them in, and then what are you going to do with them afterwards? But I think we should have worried about that later on. You know, you can't blame anybody for Armstrong not coming, because that was purely down to finance, and I get that. But we had to bring somebody in with a physical presence, because, you know, as Jacob said before he left, you know, they didn't have a centre half and we didn't have a centre forward.
Yep. No, you're absolutely right. It's I mean, we discussed it, didn't we, weeks ago? It'd be good to have something a bit different on the bench.
We haven't got a natural physical centre forward in the club.
No, we don't. I mean, people looked at Cali Sen when he first joined, but then realised, that's not part of his game. He more likes to run off the last man and
you know, Strelic's not a number 9. Conway's certainly not a number 9. We haven't got one in the club.
No, and I'm not saying my crash hasn't faulted my memory. I said in August we'd let 1 go.
Possibly.
I mean, someone just popped in the comments there and said a player like Uwe Fuchs. Absolutely right. Uwe Fuchs was the kind of player that did that, got himself about and put the ball in the net.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got us over the line. Yeah, yeah.
We've
But
not,
I
we've
mean,
not, you know, you look at the team that we had, you know, last time we went up, and there was natural goal scorers there. There isn't a natural goal scorer in the team.
You're right. You look at Nugent, Stuani, Rhodes. You
Yeah.
know, as much as Rhodes' fault is, you know, you look at every goal Rhodes scored in that season. They're all big uns. They're all big goals.
You go back even further. You go back to Trevor Senior.
I'll let you go about that bit.
yeah.
I'm pretty young for that.
You know, a very limited player, but he scored some crucial goals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, he wasn't prolific for us, but you're right. In the right games, he made a big impact. But I mean,
A Marco
Barron,
Branca, or you know,
yeah, another one, Ranker, yeah, yeah. But I mean, we're still decent with our goals for, you know, and we've scored a hell of a lot of goals since Hellberg's been in charge. It's just that those games at home, you know, Oxford, Leicester, Charlton, and Bristol City. You look at the sort of points tally in them 4 games, and it's not a promotion team points tally. It's very, very poor. But away from home, we're scoring freely. We're doing well. It's just, yeah, the problem
John,
seems to be.
when did a team last? Sorry, I was going to say, when did a team
No,
last
just
score that their leading goal scorer might not score more than 12 goals all season?
well, I
Must
don't
be
know.
very rare.
I don't know, but it could be this season, Nick. But
Oh,
but
you're
like I
right.
say, yeah, but it, it's still. I don't. I've lost absolute my train of thought went there, and I might come back to it. But I still think, you know, we're in an excellent position. Yes, there's nerves amongst the crowd at home. It's understandable. I remember it being similar when we went up under Karanka. You know, the games at home were very nervy, very tense, and the crowd was a bit subdued. And we're creating plenty of chances at home, but we're just fluffing them. Whether that's composure, whether it's overthinking, overplaying, we just need
Or
to
are the
get it
players
right
not
at
good enough?
home. And well, they're good enough away from home. I mean, so why aren't the players good enough at home? They're good enough away from home. We've amassed as many points away as we have at home. I think there's only 2 points more at home than away.
No, I mean, I meant
That,
the forwards, John.
yeah, and I know, but we mentioned about the chances missed in the last 2 home games. Castledan's headers, Brown's miss, Strelick's miss. They're not all strikers, and sometimes you've got to share your goals about, which we've done quite well. So it's a team game. You don't just rely on goals from your centre forwards. It's great if you get them, but it just matters that we get the goals wherever or whoever they come from. And there just seems to be some sort of like block or problem at home that has prevented us to getting the results at the crowd we all want. The number of chances, good chances, spurned, it's criminal, absolutely criminal. I'd be more worried if we weren't creating these chances. I'm sure we've got. I'm sure we've got. We will get that right. We've got to have a bit of fortune in our luck turn, and we'll get it right.
When we last went up, top scorer in the championship for us was with 8 goals.
8.
8.
Yeah,
David Nugent. There you go.
it's interesting.
I'm just having a look there. The top scorer in all competitions was 11. That was Stuani. That was all competitions. He scored 4 goals in the League Cup.
Well, they are. I know now, do I?
But again,
I obviously wasn't there.
But again, though, that's with a tight defence that didn't concede. You know, Karanka didn't concede many, and we would have got 3 more points in these last 2 home games if we hadn't conceded. If we hadn't have let them have their one chance of the game and they scored from. So, is it as much as defensive lapses or forwards or sort of forward players missing easy chances?
Conceding 3 goals in four home games, though, John, isn't bad, is it? You know, if you conceded 0.75 goals a game, you're never going to be a million miles away, are you?
No, you're not. But unfortunately, in 2 of the games, one we didn't score, and the other one we hadn't taken a bigger lead. So that goal that Bristol City scored wouldn't have mattered to me or anybody else if we'd have been 2-0 up, if Strelick had put it away, if Brown had taken his chance. So defensive lapses and also our profligacy in front of goal, if you want to use that word, has cost us dearly. Like I said, those 3 points that we've spurned by allowing teams in the last week to have one chance and score from, we would be now 4 points behind Coventry and well in front of Ipswich.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at the goals for and against. We've got the best defence in the Championship still, with 37 goals conceded, which is incredible. The amount of defensive lapses that we've had is incredible. But we scored, the year we went up, we scored 61 goals all season in the Championship. We've scored 59 already this year, which is still a little bit behind Ipswich and Coventry, but it's still ahead of Millwall, Hull, and Wrexham and Derby, who are actually winning at the moment as well. So, you know, the goals are there.
Like I said, it's like I said earlier, Steve. Our goal scoring's fine. Like the numbers we scored, it's just in key games and especially games at home that we're struggling, and we're spurning golden chances.
Yeah,
they're coming guts as well. I mean, I did say, didn't I, that it's a pity we couldn't have banked Tommy Conway's penalty at QPR and saved it for another game.
Yeah.
Do you think the lack of Hellberg's unwillingness to practice set pieces is maybe playing a bit of a part? Because these teams who come and play the low block, the low block basically limits it and everything, you know. And if they're obviously practicing set pieces, and Hellberg says he's not bothered about set pieces. You know, if we were practicing set pieces on the training ground, we might be more adapted to sort of deal with these situations in the tight games. Do you think that would help? Do you think that plays a part or not?
Well, absolutely. I mean, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you sort of have 3 or 4 or maybe more corner routines? Because, you know, at the moment we're not doing very well from corners or other set plays. Why not? I mean, Arsenal are going to win the Premier League with a huge percentage of their goals coming from set plays.
19 goals.
It's a weapon. It's a weapon. Let's use it.
Yeah, it just seems like it just seems like Hellberg. He mentioned Dale Fry in an interview when he was asked about set pieces, and it's almost as if he thinks, well, Fry's not part of it, so we're not bothered about doing that. But he seems quite happy that we're one of the highest percentages for in-play goals. He seems really happy about that.
Well, the thing is as well, when you talk about the low block, that's where their goals have come from. I mean, just talk about this last week. Set pieces for the pair of them, you know, but both have come from obviously a long throw in and a corner in the last minute. They've both come from set pieces, but come on, Nick, you talk to Kim and the team quite regularly. Can't you have a word?
Well, I mean, without being funny, Steve, the other problem, of course, is that if our attack is trying to score and our defenders are trying to defend, I'll back the defenders every time. So how much practice would they get from our forwards trying to score against them? Because I just think if you switched our attack and put our attack in the other team, how many goals would they score from set pieces against our defence? And I suspect not a lot.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
I mean, he has said on a number of occasions how proud he is that we've scored the most goals from open play. And as John said, Arsenal are going to win the Premiership because of non-open play goals. And we just don't have it in. And when did we? Trying to think, when did we last score a goal from a corner? It's quite some time ago, I would suggest.
It was probably that goal. Was it against Luton last season? That was a good set piece play. Was it involving Bergsorg and Morris and Ben Doak, where they played it short?
Dale Fry, first game of the season.
Yeah,
this season. Oh yeah,
yeah. Dale Fry, bang. I only know that because that's the only game I've beaten this year, so I'm never going to forget it.
I mean, again, Ayling was unlucky, wasn't he, from that set piece with that header that flashed across. That was a good. But yeah, our set pieces are so predictable. But is that because we haven't got players who can influence set pieces?
Maybe.
We've got big enough defenders. You would think that the likes of Melander and Ayling and could cause a threat. It
doesn't have to be aerial, though. It doesn't have to be aerial, does it? I mean, going back to that set piece I was on about, I think it was against Luton. The ball just rolled across the grass. 1, 2, 3 touches. I think it was Bergsorg when he nearly ran into the referee and he ran round him and scored.
Yeah, it was literally, he played the ball, was it along the byline, and then it got flicked into the box, and Bergsorg, I mean, we all saw it from the North Stand because we were just right behind it, weren't we, to where we all stand. He just pinged it, didn't he? The keeper had no chance. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, you could look at who takes the set pieces, because I think it was Callum Britton taking the set pieces on Saturday. Sorry, how often do you see teams letting the right back take a set piece? It's usually a set piece taker. It's usually a midfielder. It's usually someone that's specialist in that area. We've got a right back taking it.
We almost don't have a player who, and I don't know how to phrase this, but who kicks the ball hard.
Yeah. I've noticed that we hit the first man a lot.
Yeah, there's no pace on the ball, on the delivery. Whether that's from a corner or whether it's from an attacking free kick. We don't seem to get players into those danger zones. You should be, you get a free kick on the wing, you should be hitting that space between the goalkeeper and the defenders. And let somebody run onto it, because it's a lot easier to score than it is to defend. But we never seem to get that ball right. And then if we do, there's never anybody there. I mean, look at that chance well, it wasn't a chance because there was nobody there, but that time when Strelic got the ball in on Saturday and there was nobody in the middle, that was just, it rolled across the 6-yard line and there was nobody anywhere near it.
Yeah, I think Britain put a ball in exactly the same. I think it might be in the second half. He just whipped a ball, and I think he went right to the back post, where sort of not further than the back post. You know what I mean? Like in that area where someone was waiting. I thought if he just centralised himself, that could have been a hell of a ball in, because the defenders had no chance, because it's in that horrible area between the keeper and the defence. It's have a word with Kim then, though. There are our opinions, but it was just criminal Saturday. It really was. You don't let someone have a free header. That was my big bugbear, and that's what annoyed me for a few hours after as well. And poor Jay can vouch for that. It proper annoyed me. I mean, she just said in the background. You probably heard that, but but it's okay. When you look at the results of 5 o'clock, it's okay. We move on. It's fine. before I move on, we talk about Blackburn. I just need a man of match from all three of you. I'll start with you, JD.
Even though he missed the run and he was not at fault, but I thought he could have done better with Bristol City's goal. I thought Malanda had a good game. I thought he was quite strong. Yeah, I had to give it to Malanda.
Lemon, come here.
Probably no one really stood out for me, to be honest. If I had to give it to anyone, probably Britain. He was trying to get up and down all day and trying to make things happen, but yeah, no one really stood out for me on Saturday.
Okay. Nick?
Well, I'm going to go another defender. I'm going to say Ayling, but again, I totally agree with what everybody said, that there was no obvious candidate that stood out. I thought Ayling tried to get about, tried to change the game a little bit, tried to, put a bit of passion into the game, whatever. And he's also obviously changed his hair fastening or something, so he looks a bit different. But yeah, there was nobody that you could say, there was no 9 out of 10s.
No, there definitely wasn't. I mean, mine's going to go Aidan Morris. I thought Morris played really well Saturday. I thought he did really well in midfield.
I thought Riley McGree was very quiet again. I thought Riley McGree was quiet for both games.
He's been dropped further deep though. He hasn't been playing as high up the last 2 games.
Yeah,
I don't understand why, because Riley McGree, when he's fit, is our best player. He has to be higher up.
Should be on our left for me. You stick him on the left, you put Conway down the middle. That's how it should be for me. That's how we've seen McGree is most effective down that left hand side. But hey, I don't have the coaching badges. I can't tell him what to do. So, but yeah, I thought Aidan Morris had a really good game. I thought he did really well. And he was really good going forward as well. I thought he brought the ball forward really well, especially in the second half. So yeah, Aidan Morris for me. But we move on. It's okay. We move on. We're still second, and a bit more of obviously a focus on them results. Because you're coming in at 5 o'clock. Is the fact that the teams in 3rd and 4th both play each other on Saturday, 12:30, exactly the same time as our trip to Blackburn. So it was a big result because not both of them can't make ground on us in a big way on Saturday. The worst they can do, well, the best they can do for each other is get a point, but I imagine they'll be absolutely gunning for it. But John, I'll hand over to you because obviously the big initiative's now being pushed again. We sold 7,400 for Blackburn. I'm gutted I'm missing that. That's a mega taken. Not only I'm gutted I'm missing it, but I'd love to see how they're going to fit all them buses in that car park. That's going to be an absolute chore to watch. I can't wait to see how that turns out. But the initiative, John, wear red.
Yeah. I mean, it was just discussed amongst a few of our lads. So we put the idea out there. I think it would look fantastic. Both tiers full of butter behind the goal. If it was, people can wear red, whether it be a replica top or just a red t-shirt or whatever, and hold a scarf up when the teams come out. And I think it would just look immense, and it really lift the players. And it would give the players a boost, because I know a lot of them were very, very down on Saturday, down as much as all of us. It meant a lot to them. So if they were to come out and see a full end of butter and it was all predominantly red, I think that would be a massive lift. So yeah, if you go in, please wear red, take a scarf, and get behind your boys. Be patient. It's not going to be easy, but at least Blackburn are not going to be unadventurous. They're still struggling. They still need the points. So I'm hoping we can give our usual away day performance, which is this season has been generally positive. So yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah, absolutely right. And I mean, one fact that we haven't mentioned yet is we've actually got the most points in the country away from home, which is something. It's really good record as well to have, because that's not just our division; that's all 4 divisions in the top flight. So yeah, mega record from the travelling team. But yeah, you're absolutely right. We've done it a few times. I remember Preston last game of the season. That stand was fully red. I remember going to Yeovil all them years ago, all behind the goal. On that
numbers.
Yeah,
it all went there.
Yeah, it'll look amazing. I say I'm really jealous. I'm not there. It's one. So some away days you think, oh well, I'm gutted I'm missing that, but this one I'm really gutted I'm missing. As it gets close to the end of the season, I'll be gutted I'm missing them. But hey, the legs are getting stronger. I might be back before the end of the season. You don't know yet. So, yeah,
you might be playing up front yet, Steve.
I'm not that fit, dear me.
A physical presence, I meant.
Yeah, definitely not that fit. Bloody hell. Still got to do the Great North Run. Never mind doing 90 minutes for the Borough, but no, it's going
impact.
To be impact. Yeah, it will be an impact when you get the floor. No, it's going to look amazing for the players to come out and see, because there'll be a lot of people that'll get into the stands early as well, to try and create that noise and to look and see the sea of red that they're going to see when they're warming up. It's going to be mega. It's going to look so good, and it's on the telly. I think it's on Sky Sports Plus on Saturday. I say Ipswich and Millwall. I've got the main game, which is fair enough. But changes wise, Lemon, would you make what kind of changes would you make? Because like John said, Blackburn will have a goal. Michael O'Neill's got them playing football. They have started picking up points, obviously, which we saw on Saturday. But what kind of changes would you make? Would you put us as a back three and let the wing backs have a go?
I think some of the better results will come with a back three, but I'd probably like to see him go to a back three, but I don't think he will. I think he'll stick with that back four. It'll be interesting to see if Hackney is going to miss a game and what he does there, but I wouldn't change it too much. Maybe Sarmiento looked okay, but he didn't really offer anything. I know a lot of people are critical of Whittaker, but I'd probably just put Whittaker back in. I'd have Whittaker and I'd probably start Strelic and try and get McGree further forward in that front three. And then obviously Alan Brown in midfield.
Obviously.
Alongside Morris if Hackney's not fit.
Well, you don't give Castle down your own.
No, I think you've got to have people on the bench who can make an impact. And I think if he came on and he made an impact, and I think he'll keep using him that way for now. I can't see who else, unless he puts him instead of Whittaker or someone. But then, who would you rather bring on if you're trying to score a winning goal? Do you bring Castledine or do you bring Whittaker on? It's a bit of a tough choice, isn't it?
Yeah. You put Castledine. If you started Castledine, you could have Sarmiento on the bench. I don't know. But again, I agree with what you said. He's looked pretty without any end product.
Yeah.
He looks more impact, Sarmiento. He looks like someone you'd want to bring on the last 20-25 minutes, run them a bit ragged. That's how I see Sarmiento anyway at the moment. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, his best moment was Fulham when he came on and he curled one, struck the post at Fulham.
Did the same at Coventry.
It was Coventry, wasn't Fulham, was it? It was
Coventry. Getting the games mixed up. Yeah, it was Coventry. You're right. So yeah, that he hasn't had the impact that I thought he would have done. But I mean, Kim Hillberg said he's still sort of getting him up to speed. Well, we haven't got many games, to get him fully at full speed. So yeah, Sarmiento started Saturday. I would change that and start with Castledine.
Okay. Still getting up to speed. It's like you putting a tweet out, John, saying we're just getting stay up to speed. He'll be back before the end of the season. Be fine. You know what I mean? What's the point in that? Yeah, that's the bit I don't get. He's getting up. I know he didn't play a lot of football before he joined us, but hell, by now
we could be working out how we're getting out of Iheanacho.
Yeah.
Sticking
Yeah.
a burger in front of him. That's what I would have done. But yeah, enough
He
said
might have
about
looked better with all the chances we're creating this season, though.
To be fair, he probably would, because he did like to get in the middle of the box, didn't he? So we just to put the ball in there. But never mind.
Is he that big present you wanted?
Yeah.
Yeah, the big presence, a very big presence. When he
So
first came here, he was huge.
It's not the present I want. No thanks. No, you're absolutely right. He's enough said about the natural the better. But right, last thing I need from you boys is prediction. This could be fun. I'll start with you, Nick. Prediction for Saturday.
I'm going for a Dally 1-1 with Malanda.
Malanda, okay. Lemon, come to you.
Every week I back Malanda 3-2 on the bets, but it never comes in. But I'm gonna go. I think 3-1, and I think it'll be whoever starts a striker, Strelic or Conway is going to score. I'll go Strelic. I think if they are going to come and give us a game, I think we'll beat anyone in this league if they come and give us a game.
Do you know what though? I think they may not. I think they might play as if they're away.
Yeah.
Because again, a point wouldn't be the worst result for them.
No, you're right. Yeah, but if they do come at us, I think it'll be a comfortable win.
JJ?
2-1 Borough. Rally McGree.
Okay. I'm going to go 2-0 Borough. Luke Ayling. Get a goal. There you go. Yeah. Okay. He pops up on big occasions every now and then. When we look at the goal he scored against Leicester, pops up. So it can happen.
What scoreline would you all like Ipswich v Millwall?
1-1.
I don't know.
Do you know what? I'd take a Millwall win.
Yeah, I think I'd go that as well. Millwall win.
1-1.
Yeah, I see Ipswich as being the bigger threat. So yeah, a draw or Millwall win. Yeah,
you don't want Ipswich winning Saturday. That can't happen for me. Because if we can have a nice little buffer between ourselves and Ipswich by the time we head there in mid-April, because that's going to be a huge game. Could be promotion deciding that one. Really could be. I don't want to risk it. I don't want to do what we did against Coventry and go there with a point ahead. And Ipswich absolutely steamrollers when they want to. So yeah, I just don't want to risk it. I really don't know. So get us over the line. If we've got kick and scream, just get over the line now. So but yes, there you go. Sending your predictions and stuff to the usual lines. That's it. All done. John, thank you so much. Enjoy your trip on Saturday. Liam, same to you. Enjoy you must be taking about 50 coaches, so enjoy that. Nick, enjoy your trip there to Blackburn. I'd be more surprised you said you're not going, so enjoy your trip. Nice, easy one, this one, so you don't have to worry about this one too much. A safe journey to all three of you. Very jealous. I'll try not to jump up and scream and shout and hurt myself because it nearly happened a few times this season. So, and yes, to you lovely people listening, commenting, watching, liking, subscribing, and just getting in touch. Thank you so much. Appreciate it as always. We'll speak again next Monday. 7 o'clock. Try and be on time this time. Yes, up the Borough. Be seeing you.